Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that the lighting is okay. I was trying to get this correct. I put my Christmas decorations up, and so I figured might as well use them as a backdrop because I worked really hard on them. So today I'm going to be doing my 14 to 16 week bump date, as some people call it, or just a pregnancy update. We are 17 weeks today. Today is Thursday. I'm filming on Thursday. We always change weeks on Thursdays. I took lots of notes on weeks 14 through 16 because surprisingly a lot has happened. So I have all my notes on my phone. I will be looking down for reference. My dog is having a fit in the background, so if you hear him or see him walk by, he's just having a hard day today. It got really cold and he hasn't been able to go outside as much because he gets his feet muddy and then he tracks it into my house, and it's because he's throwing a temper tantrum. Are you done? He's seriously a stage 5 clinger. Mom is fine. I'm fine. I'm just on the floor. No. Do you want to say hello? Yes, I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. Right in the ear, dude. Go lay down. Anyway, so I did take notes on my phone for weeks 14 through 16, but I figured I would start with talking about like how I'm feeling just in general. I feel so much better than the first trimester. Like, it is completely night and day. And my friend Cassie told me this was gonna happen. And actually all my friends and people who have been pregnant have told me, yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. You're gonna feel a lot better in the second trimester. But holy cow, like, night and day difference. I'm no longer nauseous. I have a lot more energy. I still take a small nap, like a 30 to 45 minute nap every single day. And I think that's more out of just like schedule because I started doing that in the first trimester. But I definitely have gotten a lot more done in the house. My house is a lot more clean most of the time. I just feel like I'm able to function so much better. Okay, so let's get into my symptoms. The first thing that I wrote down is thirsty. I am thirsty all the time, and yeah, I'll drink things that are not water, but mostly I'm just like dying for water. Not even really cold water, just like room temperature water. I drink so much water a day. I was drinking about a gallon of water a day. Now I'm drinking more than that, not much more than that, but I just feel like I'm always thirsty, which then in turn causes me to go to the bathroom 13 times a day. But totally worth it, totally fine. I just cannot quench my thirst. The next thing is, it's kind of new. It just kind of started happening this week, and I've got like headaches. Now, some of that could be pregnancy related due to all the extra blood that's flowing through my body, but I think a lot of that may also be the fact that it is starting to become fall, winter in Texas. Texas doesn't really have like, you know, fall and winter. We kind of have like a mix. It's just cold or it's not. So we have got like cold fronts coming in, and the barometer, that pressure that comes in with the cold front is really causing my head to like act up. Unfortunately, typically I would just take like ibuprofen, but since I can't take ibuprofen, I'm having to like live on Benadryl at night to get me to sleep, and sometimes Tylenol if it gets bad enough, but I'm really trying not to do that. But yeah, definitely headaches, just mainly this week, not last week, but you know, just week 16 has been like kind of a headache week. Oh my gosh, my heartburn is unreal. Now, I had heartburn before when I was overweight. 2 years ago, I took omeprazole every single day because my heartburn was so bad. I also am a singer, and it's really bad for your vocal cords, so I was constantly on something to like keep the acid down. But oh my gosh, like, I can drink water and have heartburn. Anything gives me heartburn, and it's like all the time. Usually at night, it's just terrible. Tums don't really work anymore. They used to work. Tums don't really work. I was taking, oh, this is so gross, you guys, so I hope that this is something that will help somebody else. I was taking Pepto Bismol tablets every night before I went to bed, just to like keep me asleep, and so I wouldn't wake up with like heartburn. Well, I would wake up in the morning, and somehow, lo and behold, my tongue was like dark or almost black. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. Like, yes, I had been super nauseous the first trimester and throwing up a lot, but I hadn't been doing that as much for the second trimester, and so I didn't understand why my tongue was like that. Because I looked it up and it was like, well, it's a buildup of bacteria. I'm like, well, why? I've been brushing my teeth and my tongue. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And then I found out that Pepto Bismol has an ingredient in it called bismuth. I think it's bismuth. And it causes black tongue. So on nights when I desperately need it, I will take Pepto Bismol. But most of the time I try and do like natural things, which I'll get into in just a second, or Tums, because sometimes the Tums help, but only the mint flavor. So weird. So one of the things that really actually does help with my heartburn is sour cream. And the only reason that I know that is a couple weeks ago, probably at the very beginning of week 15, I was watching the new Shane Dawson series and Jeffree Star was eating Taco Bell. Now, mind you, it is like 10 o'clock at night. Robbie and I had already had dinner at this time and I was like, there's no way, I do not need Taco Bell. But I could not stop thinking about it. And I'm not somebody who like craves Taco Bell. I used to love Taco Bell, but when I went on my health journey and lost all the weight, I didn't really eat Taco Bell. The beginning of the pregnancy, chips and cheese sounded really good, so I would eat like chips and cheese from Taco Bell. Wow, that actually sounds kind of good right now. Oh, that's not a good thing. Anyway, so I just was sitting there and I was like, I need Taco Bell. Robbie was upstairs in the loft working on his homework, and I was like, Robbie, and lo and behold, Robbie needed a break from school, so we headed to Taco Bell. I ordered a 5-layer beefy burrito without the meat. When I was a freshman in college, I went vegetarian for 4 months. Only 4 months, because that's as long as I could go. But, and that's how I started eating those burritos, and I just found that I liked them better like that anyway. But I asked for extra sour cream. And that is the only thing that I can account from that burrito that would cause me to not have any heartburn. I wouldn't need Pepto Bismol, I wouldn't need Tums. I could just eat one of those and be totally fine. Now, that does not mean that I need to go to Taco Bell every single night to make sure that I don't have any kind of heartburn. But I've definitely bought things at the house like low carb tortillas, low fat cheese, low fat sour cream so that I can make this burrito by myself in a little healthier manner, and hopefully that will keep the heartburn at bay. Okay, so this next thing is like super embarrassing, and I know that if anybody has been pregnant before, you've probably gone through some sort of this, but I am so emotional, like ridiculously emotional. I cry over the dumbest things. For example, the other day, Shiner, my dog, my big dog, was laying on the chair and he had limp tail last week. I think the reason is he ran through our dog door too quickly and probably hit his tail, and so his tail like drooped for that week. Anyway, so I was already sad because he was so mopey, I think because of his tail. And I noticed that he was, this is so dumb. I noticed that he was laying on the clicker, on the remote. We call the remote a clicker at my house. He was laying on the remote, and just the thought of him being uncomfortable already, and then that remote must not have been comfortable at all. I just started bawling, and not even like a few tears, like absolutely sobbing. So crazy. And it's stuff like that. Like the other day, Robbie told me that if we had a little girl, because we still don't know what we're having, we'll talk about that in just a second. Robbie told me that if we had a little girl, that he wanted to carry her in a tactical, which is like, I don't know, this is like army kind of, it has all kinds of like little pockets and things, but pink camo. I started bawling. I don't know why. I just thought it was so sweet that he would be willing to carry a pink camo tactical baby carrier. But so just like silly things like that. And once I get going, I can't stop. And Robbie just kind of laughs. And I don't think it's funny because, I mean, it's funny now, but it can be kind of annoying in the moment. Okay, so a really cool thing that happened last week was I actually felt baby kick for the first time. And if I am laying, and I've never felt it when I'm sitting, it's usually when I'm laying down. If I am laying down in a certain position on my right side, usually I can feel if he decides, I say he, we don't know what it is. If the baby decides he wants to kick, I can feel it. And I always kind of wondered like what it would feel like, if it was gonna be like a thump or it was gonna be like, I don't know, butterfly. But I mean, it kind of felt like a butterfly or like maybe a gas bubble was moving, but just like higher up. And I didn't know if I was actually feeling baby kicks or if it was just, you know, maybe an actual gas bubble that was moving. But when we went to the doctor, he found the heartbeat right where I would usually feel the kicks. So I feel them about 1 to 2 times a day. For some reason, the other day the dogs were barking and I felt it twice in a row. So I don't know if he like could hear the dogs barking. I don't know, because they say that they can actually hear and understand things that are going on outside the womb now. Like I said, we have no idea what we're having. I have thought this baby was a boy since we got pregnant, so I just have always called it him, he's doing this, he's kicking. I can't wait to meet him, but I will be thoroughly shocked if it is a little girl. I will be super excited if it's a little girl, but I'll just be shocked because I've thought it's a boy from the very beginning. Our anatomy scan is December 5th, but we're doing a gender reveal party on the 7th Robbie and I are gonna find out with everybody else. My mom will be the one that will find out and get it all set up. So she's coming with us to the anatomy scan on the 5th, and then they'll give her like an envelope or an ultrasound that will say like, it's a boy or it's a girl. And then she'll set up the gender reveal party. And of course, I would not leave y'all hanging. There's going to be a video on that. It'll hopefully come out the day after the gender reveal party, so December 8th, but don't hold me to that because God only knows. So the last thing that I'll talk about is nothing really special. We went to the doctor on Monday. We were 16 weeks, almost 17 weeks, so a couple days ago, and they found the heartbeat. They did not do an ultrasound, which was actually kind of a good thing. It was comforting to me because in the past I've only had ultrasounds due to the hematoma and spotting and just complications with the pregnancy in the very beginning. There's been no more spotting. We've been really lucky to not have any kind of other bleeding or anything, which is really amazing and something that I thank God for every single day because I know how it freaks me out when that happens. But hematoma is okay, I guess. They didn't check for it, so I guess they're not worried about it. Baby's heartbeat is still fast and still strong. He did not tell me what the heartbeat was, but he did say it was fast and strong and baby sounded good. So it was really kind of comforting to have a Doppler and do the heartbeat instead of having to do an ultrasound because it means that they're not worried, so we shouldn't be worried. Our next appointment is on December 2nd. It'll be just another really quick one before our anatomy scan on the 5th. But yeah, the next biggest thing is just finding out what baby Sarvis is. I think most people think it's a little boy. Yeah, like 98% of people think it's a little boy, but there are a choice few who think it's a little girl. So I think that's all I have for this bump date. I know that everybody always does like a little bump shot. I don't know, I'm gonna try it, but if it looks silly, just know that it looked silly, so I didn't put it in the video. But I wanna thank you guys so much for watching today. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Be sure to check out all the rest of our videos, pregnancy related or health related or just vlog related. I will be doing another pregnancy update in about 2 weeks, but until then, I love you all and God bless you.